Hello. As I promised that I'm going to bring in this series of videos, and I'm thinking to do these videos for quite a bit of time, but it never really happened. But this time, I'll surely going to do it, and these are going to be a series of videos. And this is a question I usually get asked because though we are just a physical and occupational therapy clinic, we focus mostly on well-being. So when we are treating somebody, not only we want them to get better now, but how they're going to stay better. So in order to stay better, we have to kind of take care of our health the best we can. Otherwise, we have so much of wrong information out there, so that actually can create a whole lot of problem. So I can ask this question that you are vegetarian, what you eat, or somebody asked me this question that yeah, I want to incorporate some plant-based food to my diet, but I think it is a daunting task. First thing, I have no idea how I'm going to get it, how I'm going to cook it. It sounds too complicated, etc., etc. So that is my whole point of making this series of video. That yes, if you really want to incorporate some plant-based diet, which will be to vegetable, then people think, well, it is probably not locally available, or they have to order from somewhere online, or they have to buy frozen. It is nothing like that. Almost everything is available wherever you are, but it needs a little bit of know-how, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of thought process goes behind it, and I'm going to help you along the way. Like people ask me, well, what is the difference between lentil? Is a lentil is one thing, or they have different kind of lentil? And what are the beans? So the beans, they either think about chickpeas or garbanzo beans, but there are so many varieties of beans, lentils, and vegetables out there. And another thing I also hear that eating kind of vegetable or any kind of lentil are kind of boring. I had one patient one time told me that the only way I eat garbanzo beans is like hummus. Can you make anything else? So when I told her, actually there are hundreds of recipes you can make from a single ingredient of garbanzo bean, and she was really shocked. I said, well, I thought garbanzo beans means you buy hummus and they make out of garbanzo beans. I say, no, there are so many different kind of beans are there. You can mix match and see what you like, what you don't like, and you can play with it, and it will be going to be great. So the first thing, we need to understand the ingredient. That I'm going to come up with slowly but surely my other videos. So I'll make you first thing to recognize each and every ingredient. But every ingredient act differently. So you have to have a little bit knowledge how you are going to process or cook it. Like for example, any kind of lentil, you really don't have to soak. Now you need to understand what are lentils. You need to understand what are beans and how they are different. Actually, I'm going to show you is going to blow your mind that certain beans are there. They actually have 27 grams of protein. So when people ask me, how do you get your protein? You are a vegetarian. So those are the things I'm going to show. I'm going to teach you. Of course, to have, if you want to go some cooking video, you can search it on YouTube and you can find some recipe. But sometimes this recipe might sound very complicated. You are not familiar with the ingredient. So my main job is to just create and give you some knowledge and some idea how you're going to differentiate, how you are going to buy, what you should buy. Is a can of garbanzo bean is better, or you can buy dried one and you can soak it. All this kind of question I'm going to answer, and I'm going to show you step by step not only how you're going to process it, how you are going to cook it. These are simple, very tasty, very flavorful. These are my favorite thing to do. I'm going to show you certain things which is my favorite. I cook it every single day. We eat it in many different days. But if you incorporate that along with the meal what you are taking, it'll be healthy for you. Because I know many of my patients, they tell me, well, I'm trying to incorporate something more vegetable and other kind of lentil and all these things. I really don't know, first thing. And second thing, in my family or my husband, they are just meat and potato kind of guy. They don't want to have anything like that. And I completely understand. Because when the food does not taste good, it is not good. So I cannot eat really bad or not tasting good food. I cannot. The food has to be really tasty. And I don't care they're healthy or unhealthy. But my whole point is a food can be healthy and yet can taste good. And sometimes we don't think that way. We think something is healthy, it has to taste bad. Like I remember once upon a time, like my son, he loves eating vegetable and all these things that we cook at home. But when he first started going to high school, he started refusing taking the green bean in the cafeteria. And we had a complaint that he's refusing to take some kind of food, and they have some kind of laws so that the kids has to take all kind of food to make it balanced diet. So then I just investigated and I tried to look at what they are doing. They are opening up a can of kind of pre-packaged green bean and warming that up and sprinkle with salt and pepper and giving it to him. And of course, he loves green bean, but not that way. I can't even eat that kind of green bean. And that is where the confusion happened, where I am going to kind of separate and also tell you what are the steps you can take. And these are very simple. It's not rocket science, it is not complicated, but you have to have some familiarity. If you did not grow up with it, you are probably not familiar. But sometimes you probably have went to a restaurant and ordered something and you loved it and you wonder how they are made. So those are the questions I'm going to answer in all my videos in this series. So in this series, this is just an introduction of my video. Keep watching. So, and many of all these videos are available. Sometime it could be available in Facebook, or if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can find it there. Or if you are a patient, probably you are getting through the email. So no matter where you choose to watch these videos, but these are going to be series of videos I'm going to produce. And thank you for watching.